And everyone, welcome to episode 5 of Manga Monday. If you have missed previous episodes, you can find them over on the new YouTube channel, Nat Chan's Anime and Manga. I have managed to have those caught up. So the first 4 episodes are posted over there. And today is episode 5. I have 3 titles as per usual. I have a good mix today. I have a really well-known classic that I feel like everyone under the sun should read. And I have a girl's love and I have a boy's love. So, I'm going to start with Fullmetal Alchemist. If you have not heard of Fullmetal Alchemist, you are either really new to the fandom or you've been living under a rock. This is the original way that it was released. This is the second version that was released. And then this is the newest version. This is the Fullmetal edition, which is hardback. I kind of want to repurchase the original. I have like 2/3 of the series this way. I have read the whole thing. I just don't own the whole thing. But I kind of want to buy these because they're so beautiful. They're probably not quite. Maybe they're about twice as big as the original. But these are hardback. This edition is hardback. The covers are beautiful. The pages are beautiful. You know, nice and big. Obviously, you won't be able to tell here digitally because that's just not how it goes. Oh, it's not going to let me. It's not going to let me do the usual thing that way. So I guess I'll do it this way. This is how I own it. Is these original covers, the first 3 have a metallic shine to them. Very cool. They don't do the metallic shine version anymore. So you'd be lucky if you got that version. It's very weird to me that I've been reading it this long. Because I have been reading it since it started coming out. Let's start with our little peek in. So yes, Fullmetal Alchemist by Hiromu Arakawa. This was not her first title, but this is definitely the first title that we received in the States, and it really kicked things off for her here. When people ask me what's a series that I should start to get into anime or manga, manga, and this is almost always one of the first 3 titles I will recommend. I feel like Fullmetal Alchemist is such an essential title for anyone's collection. I feel like it's a really good one to start with for beginners. I also feel that way about Cowboy Bebop. I feel like Cowboy Bebop is a really good starter anime. But Fullmetal Alchemist is about the Elric brothers. You have Edward and Alphonse. This is how the author depicts herself. It's a little cow. So cute. But yeah, you have Ed and Elric, also known as the Elric brothers. Their father is like that forever not present father. And so he's also an alchemist. And so he's got a library of alchemy books. And their mother basically waits for dad to come home. Well, bad things happened, and the brothers learned alchemy to try and bring their mother back. Well, one of the number 1 rules in alchemy is to not do human transmutation. Trying to bring someone back from the dead would be considered human transmutation. So that's what was going on in this this first panel here. So they were trying to bring back their mother. That is not where the story starts, however. But it is just a really, really cool story. There's not really a good way for me to sum it up other than it's about these two. Alphonse's soul is bound to this suit of armor. And Edward lost his leg in the process of trying to bring back his mother, and then his arm in the process of trying to save his brother. Hey, Oshrey, welcome in. Just having our Manga Monday episode. But yeah, so it follows the tale of these two on their adventures, and it does become a much larger story. It doesn't feel very large when you first start it, but yeah, it's super good. You don't even see my favoriteest character in this chapter, but that is okay. Yes, the Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood anime is super good. Brotherhood is the anime based on the manga. The original Fullmetal Alchemist anime came out when there was only 4 volumes of the manga out. So they did have to make up a lot of stuff for the original series, but they actually did a pretty good job with it. So I recommend both series for a lot of people. If they only want the canon series, then Brotherhood is obviously still very good. But I did like what they did with the original, all things considered. So that's our first recommendation. The reason I am doing Fullmetal Alchemist today is because today is Fullmetal Alchemist Day. 10/3 is a very important date in the lives of these boys. And if you read the manga or watch the anime, you will know why. All right. My next recommendation is going to be Doughnuts Under a Crescent Moon. Hold on, I gotta double check. Hinako, okay. Whew. So you have, this is Hinako, and this is Sato. They work in the same office. Hinako is very fashionable, she's very friendly, everyone loves her and adores her, but she kind of hates herself. And she also is under the opinion that if she, finds a man to fall in love with her, and maybe she'll fall in love and blah, 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 then she will meet these societal norms, and then she'll be happy, right? That's what she wants, right? Societal norms will make her happy. So obviously there are hints that she's not quote unquote normal. But really, what is normal? Hinako struggles a lot with self-love, and she uses makeup and fashion as like an armor for herself. And she starts to think that maybe she's broken, because she's not attracted to men like she's supposed to be, and she wants to please everyone else, and realizes that she's actually very unhappy because it's not a matter of what she wants, but she's been trying to please everyone else this whole time. So she starts talking to these two. They work in the same office. They run into each other one night late after Hinako has kind of had this self-revelation and she's unhappy, and they share a donut together under a crescent moon. And her and Sato start talking, and you can start to tell that Sato might also not have an attraction to boys. But there's definitely hints throughout, like when Hinako is touched even briefly by a man, she's like, ew. But yeah, they're both really great. Sato is seen as kind of the outsider in the office because she's like, I don't know, she's calm and cool and collected, doesn't really socialize, and she always eats lunch by herself. But the two of them meet, like I said, and then they start talking and becoming closer. And I'm just gonna recommend that you read it to find out more because it's really great so far. This has come highly. I bought this purely because it has come highly recommended from several other people I watch, and I have not been disappointed yet. I've only read volume 1, but I have volume 2, and I will be reading it probably tomorrow. But yeah, it's super good. The art's really pretty. I like it a lot. They're cute. I love it. Alrighty, and today's BL recommendation is going to be Fangs. Volume 1 came out last July, and Volume 2 just barely came out a week ago. This is about En, and Ichi. En is a recently turned vampire. And in this society, a new vampire is like given a guardian to kind of teach them the ropes and whatnot. And they go to this party. It's basically like a pairing party so that vampires can find a partner. And it's basically, these partners are meant so that the vampires can feed on each other as opposed to feeding on humans. Because when a vampire becomes starved and then they kind of frenzy, and then that tends to be when humans get turned. That's kind of what happened to En. Is a vampire was frenzying and it was wrong place, wrong time. So they go to this pairing party and they're talking about how there's different types of pairs, and obviously sometimes a pairing becomes a little bit more, and they call it like a blood marriage, and then someone is obviously like interested, and En is like intimidated and panics, and he's like, I'm a pair with Ichi. And Ichi's like, okay, we're a pair now? So it's about their vampires in this alternate world society of Japan. It's really interesting. I'm really, really loving it. I have not been able to get my volume 2 yet because my local bookstore, something's up and they haven't been able to get theirs yet, but I really, really look forward to getting volume 2. I like it a lot. If you like vampires, then I definitely recommend it. It's really cool because there is a couple in this story where one is a vampire and the other one is just a regular mortal woman, and because they were married before he was turned, in fact, and he was actually turned to quote unquote save his life. So it's really interesting. I like it a lot. If you have if you grab any of these titles and you give them a read, definitely let me know. I'd be super interested to see what you think. But yeah, guys, those are our three recommendations for today. Fullmetal Alchemist, Doughnuts Under a Crescent Moon, and Fangs.